Good morning. I'm currently in Tarbert, the village of Tarbert on the Kintyre Peninsula, and it's around about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 0 degrees, so it's very cold, and I'm heading to Kintyre ferry terminal. So I'm going to jump back in my car now. It's freezing cold. Stay with me. We'll pick this up when I get there, and I'll tell you all about my plans for the next couple of days. Okay, I'm here at Kintyre ferry terminal, which is just behind me, but I'm not getting on a ferry. No, not today. My plan is to cycle all the way down through Campbeltown, head down towards the Mull of Kintyre and Southend, and then back up the east coast, which, if all goes well, it's cold. It's so cold today. There's a cheeky easterly, it's snithering, lad. Oh! Right, so the idea is to basically do a big loop. It's around about 100 miles, depending on how far I get, whether the body all stands up. It's all good training miles for the tour later this year. We'll get through to Campbeltown, maybe get a bit of lunch, something like that, and then we'll head down to the Mull of Kintyre and look for a camp. So that's around about kind of 50 miles-ish, something like that. But I'm going to have to keep going now because I'm pigging freezing. We'll pick this up a little bit further down the road. Come on, let's go. Going well. 15 miles in. Picked up a bit of speed now. We're a bit of a slow start, quite hilly. I think about 800 feet in first 5 miles, so that pulled my pace down, but I picked it up now. Quite a strong easterly crosswind, but again kind of supporting me a tiny bit. By gum, it's windy. I'm going alright for about 20 miles, something like that, a little bit less than 20 miles, and kind of turned a corner, bang, straight into my face. My goodness me, I was actually coming down a hill at the time and the wind hit me and stopped me. Quite incredible. Nearly 24 miles in, so not too far, probably around about another 8 miles or something down to Campbeltown, then we can take a break. Campbeltown, and I've been in this cafe, the Tea on the Quay cafe, and I had macaroni cheese and some garlic bread, and just shaking my legs out a little bit. They were getting very sore. So that last 10 miles was brutal. It was right into a headwind as I came over from the east coast towards the west back to Campbeltown, so it was straight into the teeth of headwinds. Anyway, the good news is now I've got around about 10 miles left, I believe, to go to Southend, and I've got a little bit of a tailwind to start with and then back to a crosswind, but it should be alright. It looks anyway, it's 1:30 now, so with a bit of luck I'll get down there, find a nice camp spot, and just shake these legs out. I think I'll probably done around about, I don't know, 43 miles or something by the time I get down there, so we'll see. But that was a lifesaver, by the way. So I'm kind of hoping that macaroni cheese will warm me up now, and this next 10 miles or so should be quite simple. It ain't perfect. It's a little bit industrial because it's right outside of a toilet, but it's got a nice beach to have a wander down and see if we can let these legs going again, isn't it? Welcome to Southend. Tent all pitched up now, and it's all right. It's a pretty flat spot. I'm comfortable enough. I don't think the road's going to cause too much trouble because I think probably the waves are making more noise. And all things being equal, that means I'm going to have a great night's sleep. So I'll show you the facilities. I've got my own toilet block here with hot and cold running water. I don't think there's a shower in there. I'll go have a look. There's no way it'll be a warm shower. I don't think the hot water's working. It can't be working. But I've just topped up my cold water bottle. We're into this. I think it might have had a shower once upon a time. Anyway, so when it's popular, when I've been putting tent up, there's been quite a few folk just pulling up at side of the road and using the facilities. So bravo Southend. I'll tell you what, I'm not going far. It is absolutely freezing cold. I was hoping weather were going to be a bit better tomorrow. I mean, i.e. the wind. It looks like it's going to be freezing cold from east tomorrow, and I'm actually cycling, all the way up the east side. So, and it's like a sawtooth. It's profile. I've actually cycled up past Carradale and up that way before years ago. And it was brutal. I pushed my bike so much that day. And I think after today I'm going to be pushing them tomorrow as well, but I've given myself a little bit of a slush, so I've got an extra day should I need to camp, and I might take it. So this is Dunavity Bay, and that is Dunavity Rock, and it's very nice, isn't it? And that's my picnic table, and there's my tent and my bike and the facilities, so it's all right. I'm okay. It'd be perfect if there were a pub. Fish and chips. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, I was going to go for a walk down beach, but I'm not going to. It's too cold. I am absolutely nithering, and I've just got warm, so I'm not going to get warm just to get cold again. I'm going to get back in my tent and relax, give Mrs. Bobbin a call and see how she's doing, and let's talk about today's ride. I'm absolutely stuffed. Oh my goodness me. I've just had my tea. Right, I'm done. I'm going to relax now, listen to a bit of radio and then turn in. We'll pick this back up in the morning. See you later. Bye for the new. Good morning. I'm just boiling for a cup of coffee. It's getting on for 8:30, something like that. I've not been awake long, and I slept very well. I had 12 hours sleep. 12 hours sleep, near as damn it, and sorry, whilst I look a little bit beat up, I feel a lot better than I actually look. So I'm just going to have a couple of cups of coffee. I've actually got my sleeping bag out draped over my bike at the moment because of the condensation that built up on the outer of my bag, mainly due to the heat that was coming from me. So I'm going to try and get it dry. I'm hoping it ain't going to turn to ice or I'll look a bit of a sausage, but I'll give it a chance because chances are I'm going to be camping again tonight, and then I'll just have a slow pack up in here. It's good to see you. All packed up just before 10 o'clock, so a slow pack. It took some doing today, I don't know why. I don't suppose we're in a rush. A couple of coffees and some porridge and a slow pack. It's cold again, but all done. And right, I've got a loop to do back round to Campbeltown. I might stop in Campbeltown. If I'm hungry, I'll get a bit of breakfast. If not, I'll just pop into a co-op and get a few bits and pieces, some snackage for the journey up past Carradale, because now we're going to go up the east coast of Kintyre now. So this, as I said last night, is very lumpy. I've done it before. It's almost like a bit of a sawtooth jobby. A lot of climbing, and round about, I think it's just short of 50 miles back to the car. So I'll no doubt be stopping somewhere on the route for an overnight camp tonight. But we'll see where we end up. So let's, it looks dry. The wind's similar to yesterday, so it's going to be coming off my right shoulder. Let's see if it stays behind me. That'd be good. It's doubtful. And well, we'll pick up the sights and sounds on the way. Let's go, as they say. Okay, right. Leaving Southend now. First few pedal strokes don't feel too bad. Made my way through Campbeltown now and dropped off at a co-op. Got a bit of snackage and some drink for tonight, because I don't think there's any stores or anything on this road. And I'm on the first climb out of Campbeltown now, which is fine. And then I'll hug the coast up the east, and hopefully this wind will support. Sorry to keep going on about the wind, but it's naughty. It's very, very naughty. It's tiring. But anyway, past the distillery, and it was very tempting to pop in there, I don't mind telling you, but we don't want to be doing that so early into today's ride, or we'll just never get to where we're meant to be. So that's it. So I'm going to crack on up here now. Fingers crossed this road quietens down a bit. And up and down and up and down and up and down all the way towards Carradale. Let's see how far we get today. So that's Arran, just over the water, and I don't know if you can just see it just over the top of the grass there. That's the Ailsa Craig, so you can get your bearings where we are. But so I'm heading straight down there, and I just need a bit of a push. I think this area is a bit exposed, and then we're dropping kind of in and out of some like woodlandy areas, and that'll give me a bit of help. job. This could be my first push of the whole trip so far. Half a mile and it's steep. We'll give it a go, see what happens there. Well, I'm up and no pushing. That's what I'm talking about. You see, the problem with this is it takes you half an hour at least to climb up the hills and 2 minutes to go down them, and then you're hardly freewheeling because of picking wind. 20 miles in and my average speed is 7.9 miles an hour. I am now going to have something to eat because I am ravenous, and for today's lunch delicacy we have got the world famous Melton Mowbray pie, and if I'd have had my wits about me, I'd have got some bloody brown sauce and all and I forgot it. But and for pudding I've got a Snickers. Back in a bit. There's a chap just come up here, parked up on top of the hill so he can get a phone signal. He's making a call. Right, I need to move, I'm getting cold. See how far we get. you remember this spot? This is where me and Mrs. Boardman camped in our tent box. Right there. So this is 30 miles in and well above the mind to camp here again for old time's sake. There's a nice slightly flattish pitch there which I can make my own, can't I? And I just need to, I don't know if there's any water anywhere. Tent all up. I've actually, like I've mentioned it, yeah, I camped here before with Judith. I told you about that in the tent box, and it can be quite a busy road. I mean, it's quiet at the moment, and sorry, but there has been a few visitors. Just nosy more than anything else. But I think it'll quieten down. It's a good spot. The pitch isn't too bad. There's a tiny little bit of a shift from right to left, but it's fine. And the wind's dropped down a bit, although it's cold. And I'm airing my clothes, just freshening them up for the ride back to the car in the morning, because cleanliness is next to godliness, isn't it? I popped out just for a second. I managed to get warmed up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because of the light, but they're the Arran Hills, and that's Goat Fell over there. And again, you can't see it, but we'll get a look in the morning. So a good day. Really enjoyed myself. A short day, but very hilly and challenging, and I was quite pleased the way my legs actually performed. No pushing. I'm very, very pleased with that. So that's not bad for an old duffer. Last time I came around here, I spent more time pushing my bike than I actually did cycling. Well, that were a number of years ago, and I was heavier than I am now, but all good. So I'm going to have my tea. I'm not going to have anything spectacular tonight. It's just going to be a mug shot with some pepperoni, and I've got a couple of mini pork pies, because you can never have enough pork pies in your life, and a mini flapjack, and a tiny bit of whiskey which I picked up in the co-op in Campbeltown. So all good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it so far. We've got a big day tomorrow, in respect that it's very, very hilly. A short day, 13 miles roughly back to Kintyre, but I think day 3 we'll see how these legs wake up, but I'm sure everything will be perfect. Right, I think the best thing to do is get back in that tent, because this is freezing. It's easterly wind, it's chilly as hell, and we'll cook something to eat. Welcome back. So as stated, we've got a bit of a mugshot going on. I threw a bit of rice in it because I put a bit too much water in it, so a little bit of rice to thicken it up. Now I bought these 2 mini pork pies, Melton Mowbray of course, which I'm going to eat now whilst that cools. And then for pudding I've got a co-op treat, all butter flapjack. Absolutely perfect. Now on my way past the co-op, because they don't do much in small bottles, I got myself a famous grouse, which as you can see is starting to disappear, and that's adding warmth to the proceedings. Excuse me, flex tail. So all good. I've been listening to radio. It's not fantastic really. I'm not going to judge DJs, but Saturday late afternoons and evenings, well, I think that's where you jump into your playlist, don't you, or revisit some of those late 70s. I think that's what my plan is. Right, so I'm going to get these pork pies down, mate. I'm going to eat that mugshot and pepperami and a little bit of rice, and that will give me a glow. Then you know what happens. It's just about how long I can keep my eyes open. But I'll try to keep my eyes open long enough to tell you about the statistics from the day. Yes, that's what we'll do. Back soon. Welcome back. How are you keeping? Good, me too. You know, after you've had something to eat and you're tucked up in your tent after the coldest of days and all that kind of stuff, but it's just like you're almost undefeatable. You know, you've got this like inner glow going. It's not the whiskey, it's the food. It's fantastic. And I still haven't eaten my pudding yet. I'm going to save that just before I go to bed, which won't be long. It's only 7:15. Right, statistically speaking, so let's do a little bit of comparing to yesterday. So yesterday I did 40 or just over 45 miles, and I did 2,300, just over 2,300 feet of climbing, and I did that at an average of 10.3 miles per hour. Okay, compare that today. Bear with me, caller. So today I did 30 miles, so 15 miles less. I did an ascent of 2,554 feet, so that gives you an idea of how lumpy it was. And my average speed was 7.4 miles an hour. So I was cycling up one hill, and no pushing, remember that. I was cycling up one hill and I was cycling at 1.7 miles an hour. I could have walked quicker backwards, but pride wouldn't let me get off. So that's the kind of day it's been today, and my legs have been all right. I actually thought they would be quite sore, but they've been okay. My lungs have been good, so everything's moving in the right direction. Still got a couple of tweaks to do with saddle and handlebars just to get everything perfectly comfortable, but it's not far off. So all things are good. All things are very, very good. So tomorrow, mentioned it, 30 miles ish. It's all very much continuance of today, which is lumpy and bumpy. I don't know what the wind's going to do. I'm not even going to look. I'm in no rush to leave, but it still offers quite a lot of beauty, and we'll pick that up in the morning on the way back to Kintyre. So a good night. So unless something ridiculously incredible happens, I might stick a camera out, although it's very, very cloudy at the moment, but we'll stick one out and see what happens. You never know. I'm going to relax listening to Pendulum, sipping a bit of grouse, and call it quits. It's enough, innit? See you morning. Bye for the new. Good morning. Gosh, it's blinking windy, and it's theme, innit? There's a theme to this trip, isn't there? Cold and windy. Anyway, I'm up after what was a good night. Slept well. I think there were about 3 cars that went past, or 3 cars that woke me up anyway. I think my battery's going to die. Right, I'm all packed up on the bicycle, and I've got probably, I don't know, I'm thinking about 5 miles into the wind, quite lumpy, and then I should turn left, and all things being equal, that should become a tailwind, which will be the first tailwind of this whole trip, and perfectly timed just to push me back to my car. So I'm going to fiddle around with this now at the risk of getting my hands freezing, stick another battery in, and then I can take you along with me, can't I? Let's do it. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Right, let's go again. Bad news. I seem to have developed a flat tyre. I don't know how bad that is. Is that good, is it? don't know if I can get enough. It doesn't seem to be completely flat, so I'm assuming it's a very slow puncture, so I'll get as much as I can in to see if I can get me back to the car, but that's sneaked up on me, isn't it? That's me pumped up again. Let's give it a go. That's not very good, is it? Right, let's do it again. Flipping heck. So, out at 10, puncture at 200 metres from camp, straight into a massive climb. So this is going to dust the cobwebs off, isn't it? I'm going so slow up this road that I lost my ability to steer. Nearly came off road. So I'm not actually pushing, this is not pushing. Right, I'm going to see if I can get going again. Oh. Just over 3.5 miles in, and I've been going well over half an hour. It's slow, and you got these, well, for the most it feels like I've been going uphill. I've done 550 foot of climbing in 3.5 miles, so, and it's hard work straight out of the tent, isn't it? Anyway, it goes up, it takes you about a mile to get up, just short of a mile usually, around about 0.8 of a mile. There seem to be all these climbers, and you're down the other side very quickly. It's over too quickly, puts you back down at sea to send you back up again, and that's the way it is, and that's where it's been for most of this easterly side. But taking it easy, I'm getting up them. That one last one was very tough. There were a couple of demons pecking at me saying, "It'd be quicker to walk, it'd be quicker to walk." Well, that's what it sounded like to me. Anyway, I don't think I've got far. I think probably another mile or two, maybe 3, and then I should turn left and then climb over the isle, over the peninsula to the other side, and I think that's the biggest climb of the whole route. But like I said, with a bit of luck, this easterly will be pushing me a little bit, so we're getting there. Probably 10 miles left, something like that. Anyway, let's stop wishing life away. Let's enjoy it for what it is. Tyres staying up, by the way. This is it, last climb of the day, just over a mile long, but as you can tell, the wind is behind me. It's not pushing, but it's helping so much. It's just nice now it not whistling past my lugs. Right, 1 mile to go to the top. Good morning. Hi. That's it, I'm back. And right at the end I get an absolutely fantastic descent. That was wonderful. Proper opened my legs up and weed on that one. Right, all I got to do now is get back to my car, which is a couple hundred yards away, nothing more, we'll get this packed up and then we'll do a little bit of a summary. Right, that's me all packed away now. That's the bike on top of the car, and well, I'll put all the statistics on the bottom of the screen now of the whole ride, sort of like distance, elevation and time, that kind of thing. But a good test. It was windy, it was cold, but it was good. I felt like the bike performed reasonably well. Obviously I've got a puncture which I need to fix, and I've got a sticky ear which I need to fix, but everything else performed well. Everything I took I used, and the tent, as per usual, was excellent in those easterlies. And well, it was good to get back around this peninsula again, really. I enjoyed it. I didn't get to the mole, which I was a bit disappointed, but I was tired out. But no pushing, so things must be doing, I must be doing well. I must be getting stronger, which is good. Right, all remains for me is to drive home, 2 hours. If you have watched this and you have enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, please. We got loads of thumbs up on the last ones. I think it was a record thumbs up video, so please keep those thumbs up coming. We very much appreciate them. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'll see you on the next one. Don't know what I'm going to be doing, but it'll be fun. See you next time. Goodbye for the now.